Throughout history, civilizations have been ravaged by deadly plagues and diseases. In this video, we explore some of the most impactful ancient plagues that caused widespread death and reshaped the course of human history. Our journey begins in ancient Athens during the Peloponnesian War. The Plague of Athens, between 430 and 426 BCE, struck the city, causing panic and despair, claimed the lives of a significant portion of its population, including the great statesman Pericles. The exact nature of the disease remains uncertain, but symptoms described by the historian Thucydides include high fever, respiratory distress, violent coughing, and skin lesions. According to Thucydides, the disease started in Ethiopia and spread to Egypt and Libya before reaching Athens through the city's bustling port. The plague's toll on Athens was not only in lives lost, but also in the disruption it caused. The war with Sparta was already taking a toll on the city, and the epidemic further weakened the Athenian resolve. Despite its severity, the Plague of Athens eventually subsided, but not before leaving an indelible mark on history. Fast forward to the Roman Empire in the 2nd century CE. The Antonine Plague, also known as the Plague of Galen, spread across the empire, claiming countless lives. This pandemic occurred during the reign of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. It is believed to have been caused by either smallpox or measles. The Antonine Plague spread across the Roman Empire and caused a high mortality rate, affecting soldiers, civilians, and even the emperor himself. Jumping ahead to the Byzantine Empire in the 6th century CE, we encounter the Plague of Justinian. Named after the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I, this outbreak was one of the deadliest pandemics in recorded history. The disease, believed to be bubonic plague, swept through the Byzantine Empire and its capital, Constantinople, killing millions of people. The Plague of Justinian had a profound impact on the political, social, and economic landscape of the time. Moving on to medieval Europe, we witness the horrors of the Black Death. From 1347 to 1351, the bubonic plague decimated populations, causing unimaginable suffering and death. The disease first arrived in Europe in 1347, when ships from the east brought infected rats to the port city of Messina in Sicily. From there, the disease spread rapidly, fueled by the interconnectedness of medieval trade routes and the dense populations of cities. The symptoms of the Black Death were terrifying. Victims experienced high fever, chills, body aches, and the formation of painful, purplish-black buboes on their bodies. In addition to the bubonic form, which affected the lymph nodes, the Black Death could manifest in the pneumonic and septicemic forms, attacking the lungs and bloodstream, respectively. The Black Death resulted in the deaths of an estimated 200 million people. The plague caused widespread fear, social upheaval, and economic disruption during the Middle Ages. Now let's turn our attention to the Aztec Empire in the 16th century. Two major epidemics struck the Aztec Empire in the 16th century, referred to as the Cocoliztli epidemics. These outbreaks caused catastrophic mortality, leading to the deaths of millions of people. The exact diseases responsible for these epidemics remain uncertain, but hypotheses include viral hemorrhagic fevers, including a strain of Salmonella. The epidemics had a profound impact on the demographic and political landscape of the Aztec civilization. As we step into the 17th century, we face the Great Plague of London. From 1665 to 1666, this deadly outbreak claimed the lives of thousands, leaving the city in despair. Quarantine measures were implemented to contain the disease. This epidemic was one of the last major outbreaks of the bubonic plague in England. It resulted in the deaths of an estimated 100,000 people, roughly 20% of London's population at the time. The disease was transmitted by fleas that infested black rats. The Great Plague led to widespread panic, quarantine measures, and significant social and economic disruption. Finally, we look at the 20th century, where a global pandemic shook the world. Although not ancient, the Spanish flu, from 1918 to 1919, infected millions and had a massive impact on global populations. Caused by the H1N1 influenza A virus, The pandemic infected an estimated 500 million people worldwide and caused the deaths of 50 million individuals. The Spanish flu had a disproportionately high mortality rate among young, healthy adults, which set it apart from typical influenza outbreaks. These ancient plagues remind us of the fragility of civilizations and the resilience of humanity. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.